joguinho aqui, né? No normal.
Easy, boy.
Viu o vídeo boas aí? Alô?
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Alô?
Well, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy.
Silas.
First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawmen who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell. It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs. I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, haha.
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
All the fun.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Hell! Shoot that sumbitch!
Paulada. Ganha a maior parte da experiência contra inimigos, né?
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh, yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead.
Eu vou trocar esse fone aqui. Tô achando que tá com problema. conseguindo me ouvir de boa aí?
Iron Will! Spread out, goddammit!
They're coming from the rear!
I decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did.
We have one behind us!
Stay on it! Cover fire!
Where'd he come from?
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Off voarei. Esse castigo, e aí, mano? Quanto
You
tempo,
think
hein?
you can kill me too?
Bom dia, cara. Já tá o off do lado. Ele tá conseguindo me ouvir aí?
Watch out! He's one of them! Yeah, he's right behind us! Where the hell's
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
These some bitches running!
O som do game tá mais alto. Cara, há dias que tá falhando, cara. Deixa eu ver aqui, peraí. E agora, vê se melhorou aí.
Damn you! I'm putting you down!
Me avisa aí, se tiver algum
I'm
problema
here.
no meu áudio, não sei.
Still, one of them reached the water tower. Not a bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot from up there.
Dá pra ouvir mais um pouco baixo, né? Deixa eu ver aqui. E agora, melhorou? Será?
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed.
Cara, eu tô achando que é esse meu controle tá com problema na entrada dele aqui, do plug aqui do fone.
Kill him for Christ's sake!
A lot of them were saddle tramps, or sod busters, or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
What? I can't hear you!
heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Try aiming, you idiots.
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house.
Você já tinha jogado isso aqui antes ou não?
Watch your flank!
I cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
Show yourself, coward!
Bateu no game, mas não terminou.
Time to die!
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house. And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave,
Deader than a rat in a trap!
and upstairs I found Billy and Charlie Beaudry.
How about that? Huh? You like that? I'll do you myself!
Olha o homem aí.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo! Grab a gun and get to the window!"
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
Dead or alive! I can keep this up all day! I think I got one!
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming. That's when Charlie got hit. "They're catching us in a crossfire," shouted Billy. "Get to the other side!"
Kill him, for Christ's sake! Can't take us all on! Shoot that! Don't let him get away with that! Kill him!
I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion is the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. "They got a Gatling," Billy shouted. "Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention."
Kill him, for Christ's sake!
Eles de um lado e eu do outro.
I said that it was time to cut and run.
Nem vi onde é que o cara tava.
directed that order at me. And I thought, why the hell do I have to do it? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was back then. Many would have fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack, he's just joshing with you.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas. Now, where was I?
You were heading for the barn.
Gonna cut you a new one!
Making my way past the castle of fallen foes.
Chama.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
That's it for you!
Chama.
Get out of here!
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
Eu gosto muito da trilha desse jogo.
Finally, I had the stables within my reach. After the fight, maybe we could treat ourselves to some fried chicken. And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Cheirei. Munição desajeitado. Bora pra cima, né?
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake. And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that penny
Foco de
dreadful said?
93%.
No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I
vezes.
said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn
Esse
stables.
jogo, joguei na época de 360.
And stepped inside, and last thing I heard was Garrett's voice.
Meu na cara.
That's not Billy.
And go on, how did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
Cabeça, recompensa, tiro na cabeça. Então, Morte com honra no duelo. Pat Garrett. Umas figuras históricas aí nesse jogo.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did.
Vai pra força.
Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
Conforme os duelos vão... O game vai avançando, os duelos vão ficando cada vez mais difíceis. Esse aí foi facinho demais. Porque mais pra frente o cara
It's
tem que...
important to know that I was only
controlar o
riding
foco
with
e
Billy
a
so I
posição
could
da mão,
find the
né?
bastard I was after.
Aí o bicho pega. Porque a mão tem que estar bem colocada pra poder fazer um disparo rápido.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead,
tá dando pra
all
meu
I
vídeo
got
boa
for
agora,
myself
cara?
was a goddamn death
Já
sentence.
tá muito baixo, o som do game tá muito alto.
Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape too. My first order of business was finding a firearm. Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
O game continua alto. Porra, pra poder baixar aqui, cara. Sigo aqui, peraí. Baixar aqui. Ajuda. Pela metade.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Isso aí, cara, eu tô... Vamos ver se... Qualquer coisa tu me fala
Hell
aí.
yeah.
Então eu vou ter
That
que falar
scatter gun
mais
was
alto.
like a double-barreled howitzer. It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim the damn thing. The kids escaped raised a huge ruckus.
Essa aqui é bebedora de sangue, viu?
Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Can't let the kid get away. Anybody see him?
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could. Some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms.
Ah, dá pra ouvir melhor? Beleza.
Certainly, I was a fugitive.
How the hell did the kid escape? Garrett It's gonna kick our ass! Can't have gotten far! You bastard!
Pega, chama da. É foda, não tem ajuda de mira não. O cara tem que acertar o alvo mesmo. Alto. Rapaz. Vê se baixa aqui, cara. Agora vai, ajuda aí.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever gonna find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there. I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
You! But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me.
Melhorou agora, né?
Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
Opa! Parece com umas vozes aleatórias, né?
Shut the son of a bitch! I'm putting you down!
Ai, velho, o cara vai me matar. Pega, filha da...
Let's do this!
He's in town somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and color. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
Surrender yourself!
Shooting in the street!
I'm here! Get your headstone!
There's children here.
Don't let him get away!
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me. Hey, I'll flank him. You won't get away with this.
O cara tomou 2 tiros de copetão na cabeça, velho, né? Não caiu.
You're threatening the lives of innocent people.
Roubo de cavalo.
but where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
Guarda por isso. Isso é mais legal.
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town. I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No. They all thought I was Billy. And all that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun. Anyway, it was me or them, and the only way forward led me straight to perdition. But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Tô rindo, né, bicho? Luiz, e quando é que tu vai começar a fazer live, velho? Já tá fazendo e eu não tô sabendo. A forca do cara aí.
I don't get paid enough for this.
O cara não tira o cego, botou só a mão ali pra atirar, velho.
You won't get away with this.
Agora onde é que eu não sei?
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob, I said.
Oh, Bobby.
I think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun. So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeballs to eyeball.
Agora já
He
ficou
intended to
pouco
kill
difícil
me,
já os
and I
duelos.
knew I
Tem
had
que
no
controlar o
choice but to
foco
defend myself.
e a mão dele, ó. Agora vai ficar chato. Pelo menos ele ficasse com a mão parada, que arrumasse a mão dele e ela ficasse lá de boas.
I killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well,
Próximo eu vou tentar acertar a cabeça.
Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later, so his escape was...
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Uma bala pro velhote.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for old man Clanton.
Where's he going?
I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! There!
I did my best to help those poor passengers. Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits.
É, cara,
Was
essa
that
parte
all
é
of them?
complicada,
Or did
viu?
I just hit the
Porque
rear guard? I
fica
quickly
no
got
meio,
my
né?
answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did.
Vagabundo.
They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. You were attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first.
Stand and fight!
Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up. Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim. Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament. I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this. They were hunting me like I was game. And I swear to God, that's how I felt. I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going.
Carreira doida, hein? Cara.
And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition.
Agora foi, né? Dados somos maiores. Essa aqui é bom. Nem tinha reparado. Já tem mais um.
Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know. And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Kill him!
Morre, rapaz! O jogo é muito bom.
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Olha o apelão aí. Um pra diacho. Velho Clayton.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, "Clanton, I'm coming for you!" A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Agora que o bicho pega. Tá de olho, moço. Ladrão. Ele não relaxa não, viu?
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
Get the cover! Kill him, for Christ's sake! He can't do that! You won't, stupid dumb bitch!
É vagabundo, rapaz.
I don't know how you live this long!
É vagabundo.
Wait, goddamn bullet!
Opa, tem uns capangas aqui, não tem nenhuma parada.
You coward! Why are you so afraid to face me, huh? Son of a bitch!
Jogando muito longe.
Where'd you get?
Passando lá de onde ele tá. Pega,
Apparently,
vagabundo.
one of the cowboys made it out of there
Agora ficou na
alive
dinamite.
and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps. And that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Vocês têm que duelar com ele, nem lembro. Não, né? É com ele não, né?
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Herb's coming!
Get ready, boys.
Rapaz, o cara se esconde atrás de um graveto e eu ainda acertei o diabo do graveto. Não acertei ele. Pega na cara.
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge.
Uma coisa que eu acho massa é acertar o tiro do cara correndo, velho.
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
That ain't Herb, is it? Hit him from the side.
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Cabeça, hein?
I'm ending you.
Escondido aí, vagabundo. Pra cara. Ô Luiz, eu acho que isso aqui é uma armadilha, não é? Eu não lembro mais. Olha, eu me disse.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other, and I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
Pega, não puxa. Aí, velho. Porra, o cara vai me matar. Não morre, não.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Eu acho ela muito boa, velho.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Big as a man. Maluco muito doido que ele só... Olha ali, olha.
This is gonna hurt.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
Vá até o depósito de madeira e encontre Curly Bill.
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Receberam aqui hostilidade, hein?
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
I'm putting you down.
What? Vem no coquinho. Mais um ali. Pega. Outro ali. Pega.
You bastard!
You bastard! Já vi vocês ali já.
Show 'em how to die!
Pega.
You ain't beat me, boy! Brother!
Nossa, escondendo atrás do outro, fila da puta. Eu acho que aqui tem um colecionável por aqui. Esses caras são chatos pra caralho. Pega! Isso tá pior do que tá melhor que o escudo do cara do choque. Aí. Tá certo.
Look that son bitch!
Cara.
Thank you.
Pega.
You gonna need a cat? In for the kill.
Que coisa chata, velho.
Eat you. I don't mind. Boy, you are shit out of luck.
Pega.
How's it coming?
Eu vou.
Can you shoot around corners? Oh, fuck that son bitch.
Bicho vagabundo, rapaz.
Die, damn it. I'm done with you.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
Ele tá me cheirando na armadilha. Era pra me ter feito isso aí nele, né? Eu não fiz.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Apressado, maior agilidade durante a concentração.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
É, Luiz, ele é chato mesmo, cara. Eu lembro dele, esse mexicano safado aí, ó. Fica se movimentando no local aí, é mó luta pra acertar ele. Curly Bill. E apelão, moço. Tira rápido. Tá lá na gangue.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
Só que de vez em quando a gente pega. Olha, esse vacilo.
I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Tá vacilão, hein? Agora eu perdi ele lá. Peraí. Pega na testa! Otário! Porra, não era isso não! Oh, carregar.
Gonna kill you like I killed Morgan Earp. Kill that murderous cocksucker.
Pega, pega. Pega.
You're good. Get sit down. Come on, kill that annoying son of a bitch. This ain't my day to die.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
Vacilou.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
Daqui ele não
To
deu
this
muito
day,
trabalho,
his
não.
killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Ah, mas eu vou ter que enfrentar ele agora, né? Agora que vem a parte chata. É ele? Ah, é o Johnny Ringo. É porque era o Curly Bill e o Johnny Ringo, né? Que estavam trabalhando juntos. bicho é chato.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed
Tony
him.
Ringo quem matou foi o dentista Doc. Da história, né? Doc Holliday. Eu acho que é só. Atira! Boa!
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo. I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
É muito mentiroso.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past him.
Na maldade ou vamos no...
As my late father pointed out,
Caralho,
God made men.
voou nego pra todo lado.
Samuel Colt made them equal.
Tem um lá escondido.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors.
Deu merda. Aê, garoto, tá vendo?
Must be about out of bullets. Time to blow you.
Sai daí!
Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. If Daddy had lived to see Alfred Nobel's explosive invention, my guess is he would have told Samuel Colt to kiss his ass. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. Dangerous, desperate individual. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was touched. Or had some kind of death wish, seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone.
Cabeça.
Did I have any second thoughts about what I was doing? No.
Do you know who we are?
Não é o Red Dead. Eu gosto.
You must be about out of bullets.
Jogo pra caramba. Se eu acerto aquele barril, eu tinha me ferrado. Isso aí é a nossa humildade.
I thought I was some kind of hero.
Agradecido aí com a presença de vocês.
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Sempre movimento. Recarrega enquanto corre. Boa.
Plumber wants that asshole dead.
I think he's scared.
Pega. Pega. Vai dar uma encagada.
Come out, you yellow bastard! You're dead.
Pega na cabeça. É pra doer mesmo.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it.
Let's just do this!
Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
Olha ali que ele gritou.
I'm ending you!
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
Let's do this.
Pega. Um cangote. Tá de boas. Apertar o X aonde? Opa, muito bom. Dá pra ver qual é.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to
Mas
kingdom
ele atirou no
come.
carrinho pra me acertar, filha da mãe. Se eu não desvio ali, tinha me fudido. Cheio de barril de pólvora aqui.
There he is!
With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Olha o cara aqui. Chama.
You're dead.
Pega. Deu um tiro errado aqui, já era.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a giant blasted tube. I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Aí doido aqui, ó.
It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
Minha mãe aqui que tá me ligando. Galera, valeu aí por quem acompanhou. Vou ter que parar aqui, isso apareceu um imprevisto aqui. Tem que sair ali com a minha mãe e levar ela no banco ali. Mas valeu aí por quem acompanhou. Hoje eu tô meio largadão aqui, jogando sentado no chão. Aí estou encostado aqui no sofazão. Valeu aí pra todo mundo aí que acompanhou, beleza? Pra Luiz, o meu brother que entrou agora, Contra, né? Pra todo mundo que me deu uma moral aí, pôde aparecer aqui. Valeu mesmo. Até a próxima. Talvez à tarde eu volte aí com o restante do jogo. Eu gosto muito desse jogo aqui. E valeu. Fui.